Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to unbox this WE F226 Rail. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do like and subscribe, because you're going to really help me out, and it supports the channel and it helps to get seen by the YouTube algorithms, which helps the channel grow, which obviously is really important. If you do want to support the channel a little bit more, after a lot of requests, I have unlocked or enabled the channel memberships. It's just 99 pence a month. There's a button down there, totally optional. Mega appreciated if you do, and there's loads of perks to that, which I'll discuss later on. So today then, I've got a friend has given me the chance to unbox a couple of his bits. So today we're going to do the F226 from WE. So he's picked this up in the UK from Patrol Base. It cost him around £125. I'll put a link down below to that. So the box in itself is fairly standard, other than just a couple of little stickers. We've obviously got main illustration of the main piece and an alternative piece in this range as well. Gas blowback F226. So we'll crack that open and have a look. So in the top then, we've got our manual there, just going through the basic safety features, how to load the magazine, obviously to pull the follower back and everything, loading your mag with gas, a bit of a strip down, where to lubricate. These are lubrication points, so for maintenance this should be done probably about once a month, dependent on how often or how much ammo you're going to put through it. So an alright manual, not too bad. And then we've got to the meat and bones of it. Nothing else in there, just a quite weighty 226 and its gas magazine. So based on the information I could find online, and I would agree, it's just under a kilogram in weight. So it's quite a hefty weight. And if you've got that in the holster, particular drop leg, that's gonna, you're gonna feel that weight dropping down there and probably moving about a little bit. So you're gonna have to really sort of cinch that quite tight to keep that secure. So the pistol itself then, it's a full metal construction, with the exception of the grips on the pistol grip. These are a polymer. The rest of it is an alloy that you've got in there. It is gas blowback. Drop the mag out for 2 minutes, so you get the nice slide racking, and it's got a decocking handle. Now, for some reason, I'm not sure why, and it seems to be other people have reported this, when you decock it, it doesn't actually fully decock, and you still have to pull the trigger anyway to get it to decock, which seems almost counterintuitive to why is there a decocking lever if it's not going to fully decock. Now, in time gone by, I used to have a Tokyo Marui 226 myself, which was all plastic frame, and I'm almost certain that that one did fully decock when it was used. So it does partially decock, but then you got to pull anyway. At the front then, I'm going to kick myself because I've spent hours and hours looking for my adapter for my tracer to go on the front of this. I'm going to have another look before I go and do the shooting test, but it does appear to be threaded in there from what I can see. Now, if somebody can confirm that to me that's watching this, I would appreciate that massively, but it does look to be threaded for the kind of adapter that you get with tracers usually. I think it might be an 11mm to 14mm negative that you get, or something along those lines, but it definitely does look threaded. So hopefully I'll get to find my adapter to mount the tracer unit on this for the shooting test. So moving, looking on top then, we've got our 2 plain white dots and 1 dot at the front for our iron sights. Just looking down those, nice and easy to spot. A little bit of a sort of paint run in there, kind of would hope for a little bit better, but it's not the end of the world. I do know that a lot of people take these sights off, which you can do from inside of the slide, and replace them with sort of like fibre optic ones and things like that. Underneath them, we've got a rail here that is compatible with usual torches and things like that, so you can mount a torch on the front there, which actually looks really nice. I didn't think it'd look that nice, but does look nice. Now that's quite light and barely adds any weight. Currently no batteries in it, but even with the batteries in it, there wouldn't be much extra weight on there. So but does change the dynamics of it to go into a holster. So just think about that carefully. Coming back then, we've got this lever here, which acts as a safety. So if I click it, I can't actually fully pull the trigger. It is fully locked until I click it in, and then it fires. This same lever, I will show you in a minute, will allow me to take the top slide off to adjust the hop unit, which has got a adjustable hop unit, which looks to be metal. We'll check that in a second. You've got a lever here that when the slide locks back and the mag is empty, that will lock the slide out. Release the slide using that once you've changed the magazine or you're done and empty it. You've then got a mag release, which is nice and firm. It's easy to press, but not easy that you're going to catch it mid-game. I don't recall ever having an issue with my P226 with catching it and dropping mags out mid-game, but I do know that a lot of people like to put like the Velcro straps going round and around to keep the mags secure in there so they don't lose mags. We'll flip it over and have a look. So we've just got the opposite side. On the pistol grip itself, we have got SEAL Team 6 on the right hand side, and we've got F226 branded on there. Obviously not real branding as such, because it's just a clone, but obviously that is on there so you're aware of it. In terms of the slide then, as I said, if we pull the slide back part way, we're going to push the safety up, and then, no we're not, I'm making a lie, you don't need to push it up, you're just going to pull it down like that. So we're using this arc bit here to lower that out, and then the slide comes forward and off. Now, with the two replicas that my friend has allowed me to use for the channel, there's no disassemblies going to happen whatsoever, so it's just unboxings only. So there's the inside of the slide. We have got a metal hop unit with an adjustable hop there, which quite firm. I always think it's reassuring if your hop adjustment is quite firm to do, because it means it's more likely to stay in place whilst you're actually shooting out there. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'll put that back together. So just slide it back again, slide that round, make sure you decock, and there you go. So the magazine itself then, you've got your typical fill valve on the bottom, you got your release there, and this is where the gas comes out. To fill it, you just pull back on the follower and make sure it locks it open. Now, if you look, this track here does open up just here so you can feed the BBs in. Now, it will fit, if you stack them all properly, 22 BBs in this mag. What I will do is during chronoing, I will make sure that I do test to make sure to see if it will empty mags, every BB, and lock the slide back with gas. The two gases I'm going to run for this are more or less the two sort of recommended ones. So I've got Newpol green gas, which I'm going to use, and I've got Predator gun gas 144A. Now, when I started Airsoft quite some time ago, it used to be 134A gas that was often recommended, usually for Tokyo Marui stuff, just because they tended to obviously run at lower energy sort of limits in Japan than in the UK. That got sort of outlawed. It was an ozone gas and things. So 144A is the replacement for that. I will put links to both of those cans of gas down below. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to go and have a look at the chrono and the emptying of mags, and then I'll come back and sort of have some final thoughts. Hey guys, and welcome back. So, we'll start with the 144A then. I don't know what's going on with my chrono. It seems to be a little bit hit and miss today. Possibly need some new batteries, but I'm getting some varied readings that I don't think is the fault of this at all. I think it's more the fault of the chrono than anything. So during that shooting then, we had a few misreads, we had a few weird, unusual ones like 78 FPS. Now I can assure you, those BBs never came out as slow as 78 FPS. So the lowest reading we got on the 144A then was, we got 223 was the lowest and 256 FPS was the highest. So, you know, perfectly acceptable. That's with no hop on as well, on a 0.2 gram BB. Perfectly acceptable, and that's at about 20 degrees it is in my house today. This is late August, right at the very end of August. When we did the mag test in terms of will it empty full mag, it emptied in fairly quick succession, as you saw, the entire mag, and locked the slide back as well, and still had a little bit of gas left in there as well, so I was quite happy with that. What I will say is, I just felt like that was a little bit lacking in terms of like the clean, crisp kick that I would have liked out of my slide on a gas blowback. So moving to the neutral then, when we did the neutral, the lowest we got, exactly the same again, was 223. Again, my chrono was a little bit all over. The highest we picked out, there was 288 FPS, which was obviously significantly higher. Now, I would assume it's much better, well, not assume, that's the wrong word. I would suggest, because it is an alloy frame, it's heavier, you're probably better off with the green gas, because that is a lot of effort to power this sort of thing. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, why is the FPS so varied? Now, it's the nature of gas, isn't it? As the mags are cooling down, different amounts of gas are going to be released sort of every time. It's not a consistency. AEGs, you can get to very, very tiny tolerances of FPS ranges. You know, I've seen it as low as like 2 FPS variance, shot to shot. With gas, it's a lot more difficult. So with this one, then we went 223 up to 288 was the highest we got. Again, with a 0.2, with no hop on. So I would expect that to drop down a little bit. What I will say is the green gas was a lot more satisfying. It was a lot crisper to shoot. The kick was much nicer. It was able to quite easily just clear through that mag without any real issues whatsoever, and still had plenty of gas left at the end. So in terms of gases, you know, if you're needing sort of, if it's going to be a really hot day, then you might be better with the 144, just to make sure that it's running okay, because, you know, under heat, gases expand. On a bit cooler day, maybe green gas is your better choice overall. Now, in terms of the range, you probably noticed there was no range footage, because I can't find for the life of me the adapter. So I've tried to film it in daylight, shooting this, and you can't actually see anything anyway, just like my older videos. So I've just not bothered putting that footage in there. I was easily getting out to about 35 meters with a little bit more fine tuning. That was on a 0.25 gram BB. With a little bit more fine tuning, I dare say I can probably get it a little bit further, possibly out to 40 meters. But I was definitely hitting out to 35 meters. The tree that I usually shoot at in the distance is pretty much bang on 40 meters away. So I know if I was to get in there, they're at least 40 meters, and it just wasn't quite getting there. It was dropping short. So I'm putting it to about 35 meters. Now, this isn't going to be typically a primary, especially in woodland. This is going to be a secondary that you're going to draw up close and personal with other players, just as a last chance saloon, I suppose. So those kind of ranges are absolutely spot on. Possibly a change of hot rubber might get you a little bit more, or definitely will get you more, and a tight ball barrel as well, as potentials. Now, I'll be honest, I'm really impressed with that. It's quite nice, it's solid. You can hear there is a little bit of movement just when you, oddly enough, it's this ejection cover here. If I hold my finger on it, gently it stops. So it's just to make you aware of that will make a little bit of a noise when it's jigging about on there. It does look, if you know, and let's face it, we're airsofters, we're all about how cool do I look. It does look pretty damn cool with this little surefire on the front there. Will look even better if, when I can find my tracer adapter to get that on there as well. So now it's time for me to do the gloved operation. just to see if I can operate this with my gloves on. There we go. So, magazine in and out quite easy. I know this historically because I've had a TM one. Rack the slide quite easily. Decock it quite easily. I can get my flashlight, he says, on and off easily. We'll leave that off for now. I can click that out easily, click it in, so it's safe, made safe quite easy, and then getting this, and then getting the slide off. Oh, do you know what? I did it. Adjusting the hop though, I can't do that. It's just too fiddly. I'm going to need to get my gloves off to do that. But putting this back on again, nothing short, nothing too easy, nothing too difficult. There we go, decock it. So I am pretty happy that I could operate the vast majority of that without any issues. The hop I would set anyway before a game. I wouldn't generally set a hop mid-game, neither would most people, unless I really, really needed to, because it was doing something drastic. But I am pretty happy that I can operate that with my gloves on. But I do appreciate my friend letting me use this today. I've enjoyed it immensely. Gas pistols in general are not my thing. I much prefer my Glock for all year round performance, my electric Tokyo Marui Glock. But that's a lot of fun to shoot, the clean crispness of it. You know, pricing is not too bad. You're possibly not too far off a little bit extra getting a Tokyo Marui, but you know, it's not bad. It's not overly impressed me. I'm not, you know, gushing over it or anything like that. Not like I would an AK, for example. But it's pretty decent as it is. So I'm fairly impressed with it. My friend for lending me, I am going to make sure he gets a Pheas patch and a couple of stickers as well, because I really appreciate what he's done for me. He's done me a real solid letting me use this. So I will make sure I leave the usual photos next time. If you haven't joined my Discord, the link is down below. Please do come along and join us, as well as the links to this channel and my other channel and on my other socials as well. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. I will see you next time.